Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to episode 6 of the Off the Track podcast.
Yes, sir.
Yes, yes. Six and counting. Six and counting.
Today we'll be talking about sports and only sports. So buckle up because this is going to be a wild ride.
Wild ride, fun ride, stuff we like to talk about the most. I'm here for it.
Yeah, I know a lot of y'all out there don't watch NASCAR, soccer, Formula One. What else?
Golf.
Bowling.
Yeah. What NBA starting up?
We got the Big Four coming up.
Next
MLB
week.
Start for NBA.
Yeah, MLB starts Saturday.
Yeah.
Yankees
And
Nats.
in 10 days.
Yankees Nats. Yankees going with the World Series.
Oh, before y'all start, when y'all got T-Mobile?
No.
All right, so on T-Mobile, right? You download T-Mobile Tuesdays, you get the whole MLB TV season for free.
Oh,
You
because
know what I'm about to be on.
Turn Sports.
Yes, indeed.
I mean, for like so long, I mean, you get back in March, you see everything canceled. Like, it's weird that we're almost hitting August and like we finally get sports coming back.
So
It's
weird.
so weird. Did you see today that the Astros were in a simulated game where they're in an exhibition and Altuve, Bregman, and Springer all got hit?
I'm here for
Are you
it.
serious?
They were down like 14-1, something like that. They're getting killed, but they still got hit.
No, they won today.
Yeah.
No, I'm all here for it.
Yeah.
They cheated to get that World Series. They gonna get punished by every pitcher. I'm here for it.
I'm surprised they didn't get they didn't pull a New England when the NFL dropped that bounty on New England. I'm surprised they didn't do the same thing with the Astros.
They did, pretty much.
They did. They just didn't strip their title. That's what people. We didn't care about this. People get suspended. We wanted to.
That's the conversation I kind of always have, especially going into like this NBA season in which a lot of people were advocating for the asterisk next to the champion's name. Where like, for me, I don't think so, because an asterisk to me only goes to a team whose circumstance was different than everybody else, which is the exact case with the Astros, in which, everybody knows that. But like, if you look at the NBA, every team has gone through the same thing. And granted, not every team is in Orlando, but they set that into effect into the teams that are possible of contention.
Right.
So to me, like, that doesn't, I agree with everybody else that are in Orlando saying, hell no, it doesn't deserve an asterisk. It rather deserves like an exclamation point, which obviously like is a joke.
It's the most level playing field they could have.
Yeah.
It's like the tournament.
It really is.
It's like the tournament. You got a neutral site. See what you can do.
It's a tournament for the regular season. We ain't even about to start the playoffs yet. They still got regular season to finish. So it's going to be
Like you don't have. Look, there's no distractions.
absolutely none.
Like you may have something going on with your family outside the bubble that may distract somebody, but you have no distractions inside the bubble. It's all basketball and winning championships.
Yeah, especially now when they got the report like yesterday, 0 people had it. 0 people got the virus. Like,
That's on the campus right now.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Russell just got back.
yeah, Zion and Montrezl Harrell left, and both the Morris showed up today. So, I mean, of them they may, but I mean, to be there to have like 370 people, I think they tested.
Like
0.
They get tested every day.
Monumental.
So we'll see. I think it's gonna be
It was either Dwight or Bell. They were like, we don't even have to wear a mask no more. If everybody's negative, why are we wearing a mask?
Yeah, like everybody complain about being stuck in that bubble, but if you look at all the pictures and the videos that not only the people there are posting, but like ESPN's posting as well, I did not realize Walt Disney World had a freaking like a whole lake for them to fish on, a whole golf course to play on.
Mm-hmm.
Like Steven Adams said, though it may seem cruddy to some people, like that's a very good situation to be in.
And all you're doing is just playing ball. That's it.
D-Row, you ran down at the Wild War Sports Complex, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know how nice that complex is.
Hey, that
I-
man,
that
that is a nice
that's a
facility.
dream. I love running down there. And
It's real nice.
when
But
I
I didn't even know that they had I know because y'all be seeing like some of the NBA players be doing vlogs and put them on YouTube.
yeah.
That resort is a lot bigger than what it is. Like that resort they in is nice.
Oh yeah. But like at the Wild World Sports Complex, they recently opened a new gymnastics building, which became what their third court they're using now. That
Yeah.
thing, that thing is huge.
Yeah.
Thing is pristine condition.
Like you ain't gotta go nowhere, you ain't gotta drive nowhere. Everything's right there. And
That
all you doing is
this,
just playing ball. And you still get paid for it? Man, what?
but I said this the other day. I was like, dang, they're at that lake where that one kid got snagged by that alligator a couple years ago.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
I was like, ooh. I was like, they better be careful.
Nah, for real.
I mean, a lot of the talk is whether, like, because what everybody has to go through within these last couple months, if a surprise team is like going to make that leap to make things difficult. I mean, you got everybody complaining now that the Lakers are without Rondo, so like a team like the Blazers is going to beat them. A team like the Grizzlies are going to give them crap. Like, I don't think to the effect of that. I think you look at like a team like the Rockets or a team like the Raptors, a team like the Celtics, who everybody not really
Established team.
have slept on a little bit. Granted, they're 2-3. Rockets are like a 6 seed. Like those are the teams I think are now giving it like a greater opportunity. Besides, obviously, the big three of Lakers, Clippers, and Bucks. But I mean, I'm excited for that. I mean,
Yeah.
you got
It's gonna be a lot of good basketball players.
My dark horse coming out the East is the Heat. Well, I had them before all this started to happen, but the Heat, there's just something about that team.
Yeah, before the season ended, they was making a push. They was like a quiet team, but they was making a push.
I just like that team.
I think they have like the best home record, something like that. Yeah.
They have one of the best defenses too.
Yeah.
Nasty team.
It's gonna be a lot of good games.
I mean, all right. I mean, let's get kind of the big topics like we kind of want to talk about. I think first and foremost, we can shift to the NFL now, which
Snyder's team.
Yeah.
Snyder,
That's what I refer to them as.
The Washington team, his team.
Snyder's team.
No, I mean that. It's weird because being how long they've been in the league and that being the icon and logo for the team. For me, like I'm a favorite of like the classic teams, the teams that have been consistent throughout the years, like the Cowboys, the Packers, not even the Eagles, but you get even like in college as well, Michigan, Ohio State, all those teams I'm a big fan of. And that's why like the Redskins team to me, since they've been consistent throughout the entire time they've been there, like it's gonna be an interesting change. Like that's one of the most iconic, recognizable teams and logos. So
Mm-hmm.
and that's when you talk about like what they're gonna change to. For me, I've always thought, well, I mean, depending on how they view the branding that they have, I mean, Warriors is a cop out. Like the Washington Warriors, they get to keep a lot of the color, keep a lot of the branding. Obviously, they need to get rid of the logo. Like that's obvious. Everybody knows that. I don't know. It's interesting to see what they're gonna do with that. And I mean, you're getting a lot of pressure on Dan Snyder right now.
For all that accolades that's going out.
His Nike and his investors put enormous pressure on. I didn't expect that to happen this soon because change the name talks been going on forever. Well,
Yeah.
really in the past 3-4 years.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm interested to see. A lot of talk around here since I'm in the DC area. People either want Red Hawks or Red Tails. Same colors, Red Hawks, Red Tails. It's either one or the other. And there's a lot of diehard fans. It's hard to let go, but I get it.
Yeah.
It's a very iconic logo team. Done a lot here.
And the thing about it, like, it's weird because kind of the day that it happened, I'm on Twitter all the time, so you kind of get the feedback from everybody. And I kind of agree to which them changing this is going to be weird as well because obviously the first couple games, probably first season or two, you're still going to get the majority of people that are showing up in Redskins gear. Like, you're still
it's gonna take a minute.
showing.
It's gonna be like 5 years.
Yeah.
People still gonna wear it.
Hail to the Redskins still going to be chanted at the games. Like,
Absolutely. That's an iconic song.
Like, it's going to be an interesting transition. And, I mean, I think it was Peter King that was on, I think, Dan Patrick's show yesterday or today saying, which I agree with, like, Dan Snyder's in a position where he's got to go. He's got to go.
He's holding on to that team.
He's been holding on to that team.
He's been holding on to that team for dear life. And it's, I don't know. He's showing his son the ropes of the organization, so he's trying to keep it inside the family. But he's just not running it right. But he's been owning the team since 2000, 99, 2000.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just not good. He has one of the worst stadiums in the league. I've been to 3 games there. That stadium was horrible.
Yeah, it just shows you. I mean,
It's not even
times have changed.
It's not even in DC. It's like 15 minutes from the old stadium. 15, 20 minutes from the old stadium. But it's like the stadium is so basic. The last big renovation is when they took seats out because it was originally like 92,000 and they shrunk it down to like 70 and they shrunk it again to like 68.
Yeah, it just shows
They need new management. They're already talking. They've been talking about moving, finding a new location for a new stadium. Like, we need to win some games. Like, find good management, find a good president, and win some games. That's why I'm glad Ron Rivera's there because he's like Ron.
Yeah,
Very good.
and I think with that, you know, like you say, he's been there since 99, 2000. So times have changed, but I feel like this could be a new opportunity to get some people color in higher positions or Asians or other different types of people that don't normally get those types of jobs. So yeah, like I said, what he's doing, I mean, it's obvious he need to go. They're not winning no games. Number one, the culture over there, from what I've been hearing, since, I don't know, for years, the culture has been very different from the rest of the NFL teams. So I think it would be a great opportunity if you get, some new faces and people of minorities start getting to these positions of power. That's what I'm looking for.
The interesting thing about that is because it's Dan Snyder and it's the owner, there's not much that the NFL can do in terms of that. Like, that's the problem with Dan Snyder and him being an owner is that it's solely his team.
Yeah.
Granted, the NFL, they get the board of owners. I forgot what the actual group is called. But so when you talk about everybody knows that the report and the post that was put out by the Washington Post just this last weekend, talking about the 15 women who have come out of the culture of sexual harassment and abuse with the organization. Kind of like we talked about before this kind of started, in which most of the people that are accusing that are already gone. And when you look at kind of the people and what you're insinuating and wanting right now and hiring people of color, the problem is a lot of people have already filled those positions. Because you look at what's talked about it, the executive vice president in Bruce Allen that's now gone. That position's, I believe, already been filled, or they completely vacated the position. They already hired a new head coach. So, like, pretty much Dan Snyder now.
Mm-hmm.
When you look at what is going on in a similar fashion, or what has gone on in a similar fashion, you can look at what happened to the Mavericks a couple years ago with the Mark. And so Mark Cuban, who is a real one, Mark Cuban, when his team was being accused of the manner of which was almost similar to what the Redskins are getting accused of right now, Mark Cuban, first and foremost, I believe, made a woman a CEO of the team, I would say. So that's kind of the difference between Dan Snyder and Mark Cuban. A lot of everybody else is it's going to be interesting to see what Dan Snyder does. I mean, a lot of people want him out, which, I mean, personal bias, yeah, you kind of got to go. But a lot of stuff that's already been done with the team is not within the NFL's control, which is interesting, which I believe we can kind of go into. I mean, you guys have any other thoughts as well?
These instances been going on since 2002, right?
It's been since he's
like that, right?
Since he's been there.
It's been
for 20 years.
Yeah.
He's just letting that happen then.
Yeah.
He's already all right, you're fired. He's not fixing the culture.
Yeah.
Within his organization. And he's like hands on with the organization. It's not like he's like, I don't know, some of these other owners who are like businessmen and women who just owns the thing. He runs it. He's at practices. He's in like the meetings and stuff. He's at every game on the sideline. So I think it's time for a new owner. A lot of people in the DC area thinks it's time for a new owner. Well, they've been thought that for years. And it's embarrassing for them. I'm glad I'm not a Snyder's team fan. Because just up the road, less than an hour up the road, is the Baltimore Ravens, one of the best run franchises in football right now.
Yeah.
And like, come on now, y'all stadiums in the same state. They're winning, selling out their stadiums, while you're down the road
having issues.
Sell your stadium. Your tickets are $30 towards the end of the season. They're on Sunday Night Football with the MVP quarterback. And you're a 1 o'clock game, $30 tickets. You can't sell out.
I mean, yeah, the last time that I think I recall the Redskins in the playoffs was, 2014, 2015 with Kirk Cousins when they got slapped by the Packers in the wild card game. That's the last time I think I mean, you got the year or two before with RG3, but I mean, he happened with RG3.
Yeah, I still to this day think the organization did him dirty.
No, Jay Gruden never wanted him.
No, before that, remember how they rushed him back on the field?
Oh yeah, because Jay Gruden was forced to draft him. Jay Gruden never wanted him.
But hold on, he didn't draft. What's his name was there before Gruden? Mike Shanahan, that's his name. Yeah, he was there.
But Jay Gruden, I think was.
I think it was 2 years later.
Wasn't he the coordinator?
He was on. I'm pretty sure he was on. No, he was in Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Right, he was in Cincinnati.
Yeah, he was the coordinator of Cincinnati. And then 2 years later, he took.
Sorry. Yeah, it went Kyle and then, under Jay Gruden went Kyle, McVay, and LaFleur were all there at the same time.
Yeah, at the same time, you let them all go away.
Right.
How
you do that?
That's remarkable.
I mean, it kind of, we can easily transition this, and one of the topics that I wanted to bring up as well is going on when you kind of look at it every offseason is the representation of coaches and GMs within the NFL. Like you kind of talked about when you want Dan Snyder to kind of fill the role with people of color. That's kind of a problem in the NFL. I mean, it's well aware. Yeah. Within the entire NFL, all 32 teams, 3 black coaches, 2 black GMs, and I mean, owners you can't really control. So, to me though, when it comes to that, because a lot of the big argument right now is surfacing in this last offseason with Eric Bieniemy and Robert Saleh not getting jobs. To me, it's a weird situation with coordinators getting jobs or anybody getting jobs in the NFL. Like, well, first I want to hear your guys' opinions on that.
The enemy not getting a job is outrageous to me.
Yeah.
That was absolutely outrageous. But I don't know.
I always feel like it's like inside stuff that they doing
Yeah.
to keep certain people out because they know they're gonna come in, they're gonna change the culture like automatically. And I just feel like these owners just they don't want no change.
Because the
They want
majority
to keep the same way.
are run by old white men.
Yeah,
Well,
they want to keep the same. They don't want none to change. They want you know they don't want to change or make adjustments. That's what it really is. Because it's like ain't no way they shouldn't have jobs.
Yeah. The thing about it though, especially when it comes to coaches getting hired, it's different than a lot of professions. I think when it's obvious that you can see when we talk about systemic, like hiring people, white people over the people of color in a lot of corporations, kind of like we talked about. It's different within the NFL, I think, though, because the NFL, like the first and utmost priority is you got to win games, like we talked about when talking about with the Redskins. So, how much do you attribute them not being hired based on the color of the skin more so than them being better at coordinators rather than head coaches?
well, I don't like when they'll hire a minority coach and give them a very short time span.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like I think every new head coach should get at least 3 to 4 years to see what they can do. Like Belichick with the Browns, he didn't start winning until year like 3 or 4.
yeah. But he was there.
Yeah, like he got beat up as a coordinator. Now you seeing if you don't win it, if you're not winning midway through your second season, you're on the hot seat. You may
Yeah,
be top.
Who was the? It was the Arizona coach. It was Steve Wilkes, right?
Yeah,
yeah. I
He got axed after one season.
yeah, that was terrible.
so here's the thing that I picked up from when you look at these same for college too. When you look at these, head coaches and you look at the GMs and you look at the owners, there's one thing that's very similar between multiple teams is that it's a family tree, whether they by blood or they from a close friend. So that's the major reason why they bring in a minority, they bring in somebody else, and they give them a 1 year. Say he go 8-8, miss the playoffs, he gone. But prime example, um, God dog, what's his name? I call him the hand clap coach. He was at the Cowboys.
Jason Garrett.
Jason Garrett. So Jason Garrett played. For the people who don't know, Jason Garrett was the head coach for the Cowboys. He played for the Cowboys back in I can't remember, was it like the 90s or 80s or whatever? He was a quarterback. Yeah. So you look at his profile, you look at his resume. He said he stayed as a Cowboys coach for how long?
Like 19 years.
Without went to the playoffs.
8 and 8 half of those years.
Yeah, ain't they barely missed the playoffs, or they get to the playoffs. They either lose in the first round, or
Losing first.
they go like recently they go 13-3 and lose. But you look at a black head coach like Hugh Jackson, for example. He was with the Browns. What? He was a coordinator, then he was the head coach. It takes time to.
Did he get fired after in middle of year 2?
Yeah, he got fired in the middle of the year. Yeah, and the thing with that is, it's like one black man. Oh, you need to go to Super Bowl. If you don't, you're done. Whereas when they bring in their relative, they can just do whatever and they stay there for they overdo they stay. So that's really the main thing I been observing. It's like how he stayed there for 10 years and he went 5-10, 8-8, and just coach. You brought him in. You already know you had a bad team from the jump. So in your mind, if you was a smart person, it's gonna take 2 to 3 years just to get some draft picks, going free agent, just to change the culture. Well, it'd be the middle of their second year, they out the door.
The only thing about that is I don't think Hugh Jackson was the best example to kind of throw in there. Because Hugh Jackson, I mean, he did have a win this season. He did have the next year in which he got fired because he started Tyrod Taylor over Baker Mayfield, which Baker Mayfield had a promising rookie. We'll disregard year 2.
Yeah.
Look at what Baker did to Freddie Kitchens. So, I think that the prime example of that, however, is when we talk about Steve Wilkes with the Arizona Cardinals.
That was so foul.
That was foul because, I mean, yes, it was a year.
He had one of the worst rosters in football.
Exactly. Yeah. No offensive line.
He had Chandler Jones. That's it.
Rookie
Larry Fitzgerald, and he a defensive-minded coach.
Yeah. No quarterback.
You had Patrick Peterson. That's it. You only had a handful of people.
Which I think Josh Rosen, I have my opinion on Josh Rosen. I think he's fine. He's just been given terrible situations. But
yeah,
I mean, but that's kind of the situation when we talk about the Arizona Cardinals. It's also juxtaposed with the idea, and I think I saw Stephen A. arguing it as well, in which you look at Bieniemy and Robert Saleh this year not getting hired, but the year before you look at Cliff Kingsbury getting hired. I mean, we all know Cliff Kingsbury getting offensive coordinator job at SC, and then after a week,
took that money around. Yep.
The problem with it though is you look at Cliff Kingsbury, and this is where I kind of talk about the NFL being a little different. Is Stephen A. when I was watching it was arguing that there should be no who didn't have a lot of success in college football got a job in the NFL rather than like Eric Bieniemy. However, when I look at it, you look at a lot of teams because it's a very big copycat league. It's a very big win-oriented league in which everybody looked at McVay, everybody looked at the young coaches having success right now, and they wanted that in Cliff Kingsbury, and they paired him with his perfect centerpiece in Kyler Murray right from the get-go. So that's the difference, and I think the difference of opportunities. They set Kingsbury up for success because that's why he was brought in.
Mm-hmm.
I think Steve Wilkes was.
They just threw him in a fire.
But
funny about that.
What?
Even though Kingsbury, his offense, the West Coast offense he runs pass first. His division is now all run first and heavy defense oriented teams.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So he has a tall passes up from the season. And like if he finished last in that division, people will be talking. Because you got Kyle Murray, you got pieces in the draft.
You just got Hopkins.
Yeah, Hopkins.
The thing with it though is like they brought in Cliff Kingsbury with the set in mind that this was when we talked about a culture change that they wanted, or the offensive that they now wanted, the new offense. I mean, you look at what was said in college, how Cliff Kingsbury talked about Kyler Murray. He is the best person that could ever run his offense. Like, that's why he was drafted number 1, even though Kyler Murray probably wasn't the best player in that draft. Like, that's where you kind of talk about when you talk about opportunity and the difference between him getting hired and Bieniemy not getting hired. Like, you look at with Bieniemy, who's with Kansas City right now, like, how much do you think his success, because Eric Bieniemy is a great offensive coordinator. Hell, they won the Super Bowl and they've been the top offense for the last couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
How much of his success, though, can you also attribute to Andy Reid? Like, that's the thing, though. And I think that's also different when you look at Robert Saleh, who are the two that I'm singling out primarily because those are the big names that didn't get the jobs. When you look at Robert Saleh as well, for him, like, his defense was great.
Young.
Great. He had a great defense. But he's almost like the Calipari. I'll say John Calipari in college basketball, a similar comparison to him where, I mean, look how John Calipari did in the NBA. His coaching style does not really fit as like a head coach. You know what I'm saying? Like an enthusiastic, crazy, yelling all the time.
Oh, look at Mike Vrabel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's a slightly above average team.
Titans are talking.
Yeah, Mike Vrabel.
Yeah.
Look at Pete Carroll.
Look how they changed their program.
Pete Carroll.
Yeah, I mean the difference between Pete Carroll and Mike Vrabel. I mean, Pete Carroll's won everywhere he's gone, pretty much.
Vrabel winning.
Yeah, Pete Carroll took. See, this one thing I like about Pete Carroll. Pete Carroll will go in the draft, and he actually looks for his needs. He actually looks at talent, not just what they do. And it's like every year you find somebody new. Oh, who's this guy putting up numbers?
Well, that's stemming from his college days. That's why his success was so quick in the NFL is because his first draft he nailed because it was guys that saw playing college. He knew who he wanted.
But back on Bieniemy real quick, he's gonna get a head coaching job right after this year.
He'll get one.
I'm gonna put.
Somebody's gonna get fired.
I'm gonna say 2 places. Either Arizona, 3 places. Either Denver or Jacksonville.
I'll give my own 2 places. I don't think Arizona because I think they got a lot invested in Kyler Murray and Cliff Kingsbury. I'll say either Jacksonville or Cincinnati.
Zach Taylor still the head coach?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that division is gonna be something special.
Yeah, that AFC North ain't no joke.
NFL is so loaded right now.
Yeah.
I just can't wait.
It's coming. I mean, hopefully, it's coming up. Can't just say it's flat out it's coming up.
The way, to be honest, I've been telling people this. Like, okay, everybody know the NFL, football in general, it's a contact sport. I'm hearing, reports that they gonna fight down the shoulder pads, they gonna do this and that. But I'm like,
what you gonna do? Wipe down? We gonna wipe everybody down in between plays?
But I'm like, don't this guy got a tackle, the ball carrier? Like, I'm really trying to process how they gonna make this safe for the players, and it's the most physical sport of all the sports.
Yeah.
I just don't see it.
I think this NFL season, whoever wins the Super Bowl will have an asterisk on it.
Yeah.
There's a likelihood. There's a good chance. There's a good chunk of players who are out of that game because of COVID.
Yeah.
And I feel like some top players not gonna suit up this year because of it.
I'm with it. Look at AB. Well, he different, but
yeah, AB is not the best example of that. I mean,
but I get your point.
It was a terrible example.
Yeah, we both have some.
Yeah, let's change to another topic as well. Colin Kaepernick. I mean, everybody knows who Colin Kaepernick is. Household name now. It's been 5 years since he first knelt. I think it was 2016.
Yeah.
My opinion on Colin Kaepernick right now is, for me, if I were Colin Kaepernick, I would not want a job right now, solely because I think if anybody were to sign him, it'd be an act of tokenship. Just if they sign Colin Kaepernick.
Yeah.
Did you see?
I agree with you.
It was like last month he signed a deal with Disney.
Yeah.
And he got that Netflix documentary coming out. I'm like, this dude is
sick. And he's working. He's working.
He's working.
And he's part in his Nike deal. I'm like, oh my god.
If I was calling, I wouldn't suit up.
Yeah,
I wouldn't suit up. Because in my mind, they already not gonna give them advantage. Everybody know if you're a football fan, if you know the game of football, everybody know Colin Kaepernick was that guy before they benched him.
It was Lamar who could throw,
but and taller.
And taller.
Colin Kaepernick was that guy. He's that guy. So it's not like
closest thing to Mike Vick, and he threw better than Vick.
Yeah. So it's not that. Like when he was trying to come back, I feel like teams wasn't pushing. Even now, teams pushing now because they finally opened their eyes to what was the reason why he kneeled, which I think is stupid because he told you from the jump why he kneeled.
I like the excuse like, well, they even make the excuse like this for like Cam. Now it's like, well,
Yeah.
in the draft we're gonna have Trevor Lawrence and Justin Fields. I'm like, okay, is that a guarantee? Are they even gonna come out this year? Do they want to play one more year in college? Like,
Do they even want to play for your team?
are they gonna play for your team? Are you gonna even get your hands on them? You don't know how good they're gonna be in the pros.
Yeah, it's just like with the Collins situation, Cam situation. It's like these people who are in power are so naive to the fact to whatever they want to believe in. It's like at the end of the day, football is football. They can play. They showed you they can play. You got an MVP and you got a guy that took a team to the Super Bowl. Both went to the Super Bowl. Put up numbers. So I just feel like it's not football related why Cam didn't get a job till a couple weeks ago or Colin. They finally reaching out to Colin like, hey, we really interested. None of this is about football for both of them.
The
And
same
I feel like
happened to T.O. and Ocho Cinco.
yeah.
They could have still played, but nobody wanted them because they were a distraction. Like, come on now.
The thing about, I mean, I think Colin's situation is obviously different than Cam's. We'll talk about Cam real quick. I think, yes, I don't think it's quickly neglected or avoided that he definitely was an MVP. I think it was 5 years ago now,
2015.
But the thing about it is, well, he got the money that he did because he was released. The problem was also he was released at a time in which everybody, I believe, had already filled their spots.
Yeah, the Panthers
held on to him a little longer.
Yeah,
the Panthers tried to blackball him.
That was
They
there.
tried to blackball him.
Well, it's the reason he got the money he has as well is because Cam has had a messed up shoulder and messed up foot that's sidelined him for 2.5 seasons now.
Yeah.
One full season.
One full season, but he played the previous season when they made the playoffs and lost to the Saints.
Yeah.
That's the year I think he messed up his shoulder and just got worse.
He played that whole season with the messed up shoulder.
Yeah.
So I think that's while I think it's definitely his character and his flamboyant demeanor is very noticeable and is a very big factor, and they don't want the distraction in the locker room, like the manner of Ocho Cinco and T.O. It's also, I think the injuries have a very big part in that, and which I think is different than Colin Kaepernick. Is like what I talked about. Him being signed right now, I think solely would be an act of tokenship, simply because people would say they signed Colin Kaepernick to sign Colin Kaepernick rather than saying we signed Colin Kaepernick because he's a great quarterback.
Yeah, because if they wanted to sign him, they should have signed him 2 years ago when they was having all these quarterbacks going down, and they pick up a couch potato to be their quarterback.
No, the funny thing is people say, oh, he could have signed with Denver. I'm like, no, he couldn't. They didn't offer nothing.
No. Yeah.
I remember when all the reports are going on. They're like, oh, Denver offered him this. Like, no, they didn't. Denver never offered anything.
No team.
Especially recently when you got every coach saying, oh, we advocated to sign him. Oh, we really wanted to sign him. No, you didn't.
No, you didn't.
Yeah.
Like you got like a month or two ago saying that. No, you didn't.
Yeah, because every coach goes into that. Y'all know they goes into that room. They look at the free agents. They're like, all right, we got this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy. Who we want? I'm pretty sure Colin Kaepernick was on their list. Colin Kaepernick? Nah, let's get somebody else. I'm pretty sure he was on their list.
They be signing backers who are like a 50 or 40 overall Madden. Oh, Kaepernick, what are you doing?
I'm saying, it's like what Colin Kaepernick did should not have affected his career.
Not.
Did he do anything illegal? No. Did he do anything that was outside of himself, or did he disrespect anybody? No, because he told y'all why he was doing what he was doing.
It's gonna be interesting to see all the people that kneel this season, and I want to see the owner's reaction, because it's not like, well, they gonna fire him. That'll be
a few owners ain't gonna like it. I know that for a fact.
but they're gonna kneel. They're gonna kneel for every game. And what?
Yeah.
There was a San Francisco Giants. What their summer camp game yesterday, where like
Uh,
their manager kneeled and like several of their players they kneeled. I'm like, whoa, this is on to
yeah.
baseball. I'm like,
Yeah, I mean, in the NFL, I think the most important thing to watch out would not be the owner's reaction, be the NFL total reaction. It's
oh, Roger.
It's going to be viewership. It's going to be like everybody's reaction. I think it's going to be interesting to see. It's all,
now.
Well, I think NASCAR proved that the viewership will not go down.
Yeah.
I think that they proved that because their viewership went up.
I've heard
But
I've heard opposite though. I've heard NASCAR's viewership is like way down.
Nah, it's up.
they wasn't going nowhere.
Yeah,
It may be down for about 2 or 3 days. But
Yeah.
nah, they ain't going nowhere. But I think now, for like the first time in a very long while, these NFL players have the power in their hands to take, if this season comes, to take this season, they could do whatever with it. And they can't be touched. They won't be touched. So it's gonna be a lot. It's gonna be a lot of people kneeling. I'm gonna go off to say it's gonna be some things that these players gonna come up with that's gonna be,
there'll be whole teams in there.
yeah.
I think.
And I feel like it's gonna be more than kneeling. It's gonna be, the gloves, the things that they wear and stuff like that. It's gonna be a lot of stuff, and it won't just be the
Well,
black athletes doing it.
they'll get fined for that.
It's going to be, I mean, the biggest thing to see about is how it's going to go about in the NBA because they're going to use that first and foremost as a guideline. Like,
The court.
Yeah.
I mean, you see what the NBA is doing with them allowing to wear the messages on the back of their jersey. So if they're doing that, granted, Adam Silver is way more of a players commissioner.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't see it.
Oh, let's talk about those messages.
Yeah. So
Those list of messages. What in the world was that?
Yeah.
That was horrible.
Yeah, I mean,
Look, y'all seen
you know when the NFL they do their what is it? Like their care week or where people customize their cleats.
yeah, Michael.
Cause
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I don't get why they could have just asked players to submit what they would want on the back of their jersey and just approve it.
Now LeBron.
Get why that could have happened. I saw what LeBron said.
You know how they declined his thing.
What did he say?
Now, whatever name that you want on the back of the jersey, you got to get it approved, and they declined it.
This was,
He must have had.
they declined.
Yeah.
Ron from the very beginning just wanted James on the back of his jersey because he.
What's your sources, D-Rob?
Nah, I heard that he got his thing declined.
What's your sources?
I'll send it to y'all after this.
For me, I heard that LeBron he said that he wanted James on the back of the jersey because he feels like his name being there or like his name being on the back of his jersey doesn't deter from his involvement in this.
Yeah, because LeBron's a different type of player. Like having a name on his jersey, that's he up there.
The league in Orlando, LeBron's in Orlando. This is that.
I really like what Jimmy Butler did. He took his name off to represent to be the voice of the voiceless, the ones whose names are getting degraded, and be like, just be a symbol for like an inner city kid or any kid out there who's just hooping.
Yeah,
He hope. That's what I like.
Yeah, I mean, the approved messages like. I get the NBA's efforts because they can't go extremely radical with it. I mean, you got John Morant's name, like F to 12 on his jersey. Hey,
Man, that would be fun.
Hey, you should have got that approved.
Getting it as your message being equality, like, come on.
That's basic, yeah.
But then again, I think, oh crap, yeah. Now thinking about it, it may have been a decision from Disney itself.
Most likely, yeah.
There's a lot of the games could be on there, and the NBA Finals could be on ABC. Yeah. Because say the NBA Finals could be on TNT. That Turner organization would probably approve all of that.
Yeah.
They a little bit edgy.
Yeah.
Inside the NBA.
The things that they be saying.
Look at that.
No, but having the names on the back of jersey, I mean, it's cool, but you're starting to see these athletes be like, well,
It ain't enough.
yeah, what else? Like it's just something on my jersey. Like what else? So I'm glad that they, realizing that like this little thing that they're doing, it's really nothing.
I forgot what was just reported, but like they're not adding a list of messages, but they're partnering with Russell Westbrook's T-shirt brand and getting better messages for them to wear.
Oh wow!
I think that's what
that'd be good.
The NBA partnering with Russell Westbrook's T-shirt brand to get different and more messages than what's going to go on their jerseys. I think that's what it is.
Okay.
Which, yeah, everybody knows Russell Westbrook's a rare one, but like that makes more sense than having quality on your jersey.
Yeah, and all the names gonna go through his brand, not Disney.
It's not going to go through Disney, but it's dependent on whether or not they can wear it on the court. Like,
they won't allow them.
Yeah.
I don't think they will. Well, maybe for the TNT games. I don't know. ESPN, they want to be politically correct all the time. But it's not their fault. It's Disney. It's for the kids.
Yeah.
It's, goody two shoes.
No, but it'll be that'll be dope if they, able to branch out to some like Russell and his brand be able to, take it over. But yeah.
You remember when a lot of them were saying they're afraid of going to the bubble because they think that their voice is going to be silent?
Yeah, they're afraid to go to the bubble because
I heard that too.
Start was going to silence the movement a little bit, which
I think it happens because ain't no one in there saying anything.
Yeah, everything. I've been seeing people vlogging and stuff.
Yeah, they're vlogging.
I wouldn't say that's entirely true because you got everybody. I think it's Marcus Smart. I think it's Tobias Harris. I don't think it's Damian Lillard. But there's people in their interviews who don't respond. Yeah, they only respond to like in reference to Breonna Taylor. And I think they had a group call with Breonna Taylor's mother recently. A lot of players did. So I think there's a larger effort. I mean, the biggest voice that you heard in that concern was Kyrie Irving, which is also ironic because Kyrie Irving wasn't even going to Orlando.
And Dame.
Yeah.
Dame was pretty vocal about it, but now I haven't heard nothing from him. So I'm like, dude, what's going on?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that I do get the idea of the NBA coming back, silencing that a little bit, which it's weird because the NBA going back because of the magnitude that it hasn't been being played since March, kind of in effect would do that to a lot of people who have been anticipating it. I don't think that's what its intent was, though, and I think it's up to the players, which they're giving them some form of a larger platform to be able to be more advocating in it. So, like I said, it's going to be interesting to see that balance now.
Oh, for sure. I think, the preseason starts tomorrow?
Something like that, yeah. The first games are July 31st, so I think
Yeah, that's next what?
July 31st next week.
It's next week.
Or July 30th. It's like 31 days in this month.
So yeah, it's gonna be very.
I am dumb.
July 31st.
I can't wait.
I don't remember being the 31st day in July. Ooh wee.
Yeah, I can't wait to start see how it looks, see how it goes, the outlook of it. But as far as NFL in their season,
who knows? I'm just glad people are getting paid now.
Yeah.
Because that cap is going to fall.
Oh yes. Oh, it will.
I think that's what Derrick Henry realized. He's like, I need to get paid.
Yeah, he got his money, right?
Yeah. But Derrick Henry also realized that, Derrick Henry is a fantastic running back, but his skill set, can't catch. He can't, he's a power running back, which is very not common in the NFL now, and which is why he's pretty dominant down the stretch.
Show him the screen.
Yeah, so he's not going to get McCaffrey got a lot more than that.
Yeah, he could do a lot more things. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's also especially with the Titans, they had to be careful in which they already signed Tannehill, they already signed Derrick Henry.
They shouldn't have signed Tannehill, to be honest. You could easily replace that. You can't replace Derrick Henry.
Yeah. Speaking of contracts, $50 million.
Hold on. You need some light.
I know. Take a timeout real quick.
Wait, early for John to get some light.
Saying. There we go.
And can we roll with it?
I'll be straight.
Do what?
Unedited, uncut, uncensored. Even though
this will be on bloopers.
This happened when we were talking about Watts.
Yeah.
I knew this was gonna happen.
Wait. Y'all both cut on y'all light at the same time.
Man, that cap finna drop. Dak ain't finna get no money.
Dak playing the Kirk Cousins route. He gonna get tagged again next year.
He gonna get tagged till he say he want out.
That's direct enter light. We good with that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, cool. 3, 2, 1. All right. Sorry for that quick pause. I had to get out of change my view a little bit. But speaking of contracts, Patty Mahomes though.
Yeah, he deserved every penny. I love it.
He deserved. Hey, that injury guarantee money.
I'm here for it.
Hey.
Yeah, I'm here for it. It's going to be interesting seeing that the salary cap, like we kind of talked about, it's implied or kind of we're not optimistic that it's definitely not going to rise. In turn, it's probably going to fall. So it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. Granted, a lot of it's roster bonus. It's not actual salary.
I think he probably gets a percentage.
Yeah.
I think he does.
It's every 2 years or something like that.
It's 2 years.
Yeah.
It's something like in 2027, he's slated to get $60 million.
Off the rip.
Which is, yeah.
His injury reserve is I want to say 145. I think. I'm not sure.
It's 120.
It's 120. Oh, when I was too high. That's
lovely. His money becomes guaranteed just to make the team.
Yeah. After year 2, oh yeah, get all that guaranteed.
It's also set up to which they have to guarantee the contract for the next year, every year. They have to opt for that, which I don't know the exact terms of that, and I don't know how exactly that details. That's kind of what I read, which they're gonna pick it up because it's Patty Mahomes.
Yeah. But
who's starting? I think once that deal was set in stone, the Ravens, the Texans, and the Cowboys were crap.
It's Lamar up next.
Oh man,
and Deshaun. But
we gotta pay him. We gotta pay these quarterbacks now.
I say Lamar would give at the rate he's going right now. If he bring to a Super Bowl or they stay on that route.
Lamar wins the Super Bowl, you gotta pay him $500 million too.
You gotta pay him. That's one of a kind.
If Deshaun win the MVP, I think he's gonna win the MVP. Deshaun Watson will win the MVP this year. I'm putting that out there right now.
Ooh, that's bold.
Hey, what? Who he have? Just Fuller?
It don't matter.
And Brandon Cooks.
It don't matter. He won a national championship with old dude what's his name?
He won it with Mike Williams.
Hey,
the number 2 receiver right now. He won it with
and the tight end was a dog too.
Hold on. He had Mike Williams.
And he had a front seven. Come on now.
He had T. Higgins. T. Higgins was a freshman.
He was a freshman.
Hey, and he had a defense. Come on now, a front seven.
Okay, and Alabama had Jalen Hurts. He couldn't throw.
Nah, but Lamar, I say that'd be the closest to get to Patrick Mahomes as far as money wise.
I say Deshaun Watson.
You say Sean?
Guy,
You think that Buddy Boy gonna give him that money though? Cause he already been a little, little.
Either getting that money or getting up out of there.
I still don't know why they got rid of Hopkins. I just
No, Hopkins was.
he hated Bill O'Brien.
He was.
Oh yeah.
He hated Bill O'Brien, and he was going to ask for a raise, a new
Which
contract.
he deserves.
Yeah, no doubt. But he was going to ask for like $20 million. $20 million plus a year. So I don't know. He got him out of there to avoid that.
I think it was more of the relationship.
It's that too. They didn't like it.
The only thing about it though is, I mean, the big if in all this. Keep in mind, Patty Mahomes won an MVP his first year. Should have been in a Super Bowl that first year, and won a Super Bowl his next year with the Super Bowl MVP. So a lot of it comes on whether or not Deshaun or Lamar Russ already got paid, but Dak, if they can win a Super Bowl as quickly.
Dak ain't getting paid. I'm telling you right now.
Getting paid. Dak has one playoff win. You know who else has one playoff win? Marcus Mariota, my boy.
The thing with them is, I mean, we'll see how Dak do with Mike McCartney, but them two, they not really in the between them two, Dak is in a better position now because you got Cooper, you got CD.
Well, you got Cooper when he shows up.
Yeah, hey, he shows up at home. Still got Zeke, even though your line been banged up, you still got a productive line. But all that they're not gonna pay that. They just not.
I think the Cowboys will be good this year. That's why.
I think the Cowboys are a team you don't want to play this year, rather.
Oh, you don't. You do.
No, I don't know the definition of good. I mean, I don't think they're going to be Ravens good. I don't think they're going to be Chiefs good. They're just going to be a team that you don't want to play.
I think the Ravens are going to take a next step.
The Ravens already went 14-2. Like they already
to the Super Bowl.
Their next step is just going to be Super Bowl. That's the only next step there is.
Wow.
Yeah. But y'all think if Mahomes don't get another Super Bowl, you think that money was a waste?
If he does or doesn't?
Doesn't.
Well, he's gonna get another Super Bowl, so I'm gonna throw that out the window right now.
Yeah, well, it's also money is also not a waste because he's already won a Super Bowl. Not a lot of people would pay that just to win a Super Bowl.
If his career goes down, if his career plays out like Aaron Rodgers, I'll be surprised.
Yeah, I'd agree. But also, I think the Chiefs are more capable of surrounding them with talent than Green
Bay. And they're young.
You think about it. Mahomes' first couple years as a starting quarterback and Aaron Rodgers' first couple years as a starting quarterback, it's the same.
It's the same, but at the same time, the Chiefs are notorious in surrounding them with talent, though.
Yeah.
That's a track team.
He in a better position.
Like we said before, they almost drafted Henry Ruggs just cause. All they do,
that AFC West, the receivers, oh my goodness.
All they got to do is Travis Kelce. I mean, the tight end, having a great tight end is, I think, very monumental.
Oh yeah, he's up next to get paid.
The great show on turn too,
bro. If they keep Tyreek, and Tyreek is still as explosive and still of a game changer as he has been, that's all they got to keep.
Yeah.
They just drafted a first-round
running back. They never really have no running back. You can replace that.
They just drafted one. Your boy.
Nah,
but I'm saying
if Tyreek Hill leaves, I think they'll be fine because they got McCole Hardman.
Oh, McCole Hardman.
Yeah. I forgot about him. They did draft him because they, Tyreek Hill was going through that situation. Yeah.
I've seen though that I've seen people say that Tyreek Hill. I think it was Des Bryant that said it. That Tyreek Hill, you can argue, is the second best player in football behind Patty Mahomes for what he does to the game.
Football,
Yeah.
like
Which-
football
like-
player.
Yeah, which I'll accept.
I ain't going that far.
Second.
Aaron Donald is the second best football player in
Correction.
football.
Thank you.
Correction.
Hey.
Donald is the best football player in football.
Now, I don't know
Hey.
if I say that with Mahomes doing
I-
all that
It's
stuff.
B, so it's different. But
I don't know. Second, Tariq. I don't know.
Aaron Donald is the most dominant football player in football right now.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know about that one. I don't know about Tyreek as the second.
Yeah, no, just Tyreek saying I can't do that.
I'll put a couple more defensive players on there before Tyreek.
no, I'm just saying it's an opinion that I'll accept.
Yeah.
As a football player, I think Chandler Jones is better.
I'll tell you just quick jab at D-Rob. Most overrated player in football is Mike Thomas. Just putting that out there.
Oh, that's
Hey, hey.
he is the
Speaking of that, I'm
my life.
okay.
He is so
I'm-
overrated.
All right. I'm
not
keep it a
overall.
buck with y'all. I'm gonna keep it a buck with y'all.
He's not
been a-
Megatron. He's not better than AB.
I'm gonna keep it a buck with y'all.
He's the top receiver in the league.
I've been a Saints fan since Deuce McAllister, okay, and Aaron Brooks. All right, I'm a realist when it comes to this, okay.
Mhm.
Michael Thomas is on his way to be the best receiver.
As long as Julio Jones still in the league, that's not possible.
Julio, one thing that Michael Thomas didn't do, that Julio did, 300 yards.
He's hit 250 twice.
Yeah.
10 catches, 300.
He had 300. I think he had. I think it was. He had again the 300 yard. But I can't. Even though I hate the Falcons. Even though I hate the Falcons, Michael Thomas is on his way. I'm not gonna give it to me yet because it's still a young boy. Now, for what he's doing right now, I'm gonna say he on his way. I'm not gonna say he's the best. I'm gonna say he on his way. He on his way.
We just put it this way.
But look, though, he's a different receiver. He's not going to be a Julio. He's not going to be take that slant and take it to the house. That's not him. He a big guy.
But he's a number one receiver.
Yeah.
You gotta be able to do it.
Everybody number one receiver is different. You got to look at that. Everybody number one receiver is different. He's not going to be a Julio. He never was no 4-3 out the gate.
AB
That's not his game.
AB wasn't. Look at him.
Maybe he's a dog.
That's not his game.
Look at Tyreek.
He not a burner. But what
Tyreek-
he can do is catch that ball, no matter who's in front of him.
My argument to all this is always, whenever people regard Michael Thomas to the level of which he thinks he is, if you were starting a team from scratch, you have any players available, and you wanted to pick the first wide receiver that you had, who was the first one you would take?
Now, when you say wide receivers, are we talking about now or just all time?
Julio Jones.
Currently. It's Julio Jones, and that's it. Period.
I'm a Steelers fan. Even when AB was on the Steelers, it was a lot of years I said Julio's the best receiver in football.
Bro, Julio is one of those dudes that you could close your eyes and not realize it, and like you said, he drops 300 on you.
He can take over.
Yeah.
He averages 98 yards a game in his career.
Julio could take a slant to the house. He could block. Not a lot of receivers could do that.
He took a screen to the house against the Eagles.
Exactly.
Or no, he
got the deep ball ability.
Did that.
He could run the mess out of them dig routes. He could run them out.
He can do everything.
1-on-1? No. Cover 4? No. But Michael Thomas is on his way. I give it a couple more years. Polish his game up just a little bit more. I'm gonna say that, but he on his way. I'm not gonna say he the best, but he on his way. When you got Drew Brees, you'll be on your way. But Michael Thomas is a different receiver. He a big body.
There's three receivers better than him, but I'll wait and see.
But yeah, he a big body.
Keenan Allen arguably better than him too.
I love Keenan Allen.
Yeah, I like Keenan Allen. that's my guy.
I'll say Devontae Adams is better than him.
Oh, Devontae Adams is for sure better than him. Devontae Adams is the best route runner in football.
I say that all the time, and nobody believes me.
Oh my goodness, routes are clean.
Oh, filthy, bro. Just his releases. Oh,
all you gotta do is look at that Seahawks game. That's all you gotta do.
To be honest.
Ocho Cinco said he was crying watching that.
Oh yeah, I remember. Hey, Chad was a dog.
Chad was the best route runner.
Route runner. Toes like what? Stop on a dime.
And Devontae is the second coming.
Yeah, he's just a little bit bigger. He just 30 more pounds than him.
Jerry Jeudy is the closest.
Jerry smooth.
There's a lot of things like we keep on talking about that.
Yeah, Jerry is smooth. But look, like I love Mike. I love me some Mike Thomas. You know what I'm saying? That's my guy. That's gonna be my guy forever. I'm just gonna say he is on his way. He's on his way. Give it a couple more years. We'll be able to have this conversation. But right now, he putting up some numbers. But Julio already got 300 yards.
And he doesn't get hurt.
Julio already got them numbers.
Julio averages 98 yards a game in his career. Come on. That's all there is.
But on the team he wrong, he ain't gonna get a ring. I'll tell you that right now. He ain't gonna get a ring with that team.
Well, Atlanta's gonna be good this year.
Atlanta's dude. They
gonna be good, but they the same old team. They the same old team.
They're gonna be good this year.
Get to the playoffs, it's over.
Nah, they gonna be good.
I wouldn't say that it's over. I mean, the year after they missed the Super Bowl, they still made the playoffs and won a playoff game, and arguably should have beat Philly.
They should have beat Philly.
They should. They should have.
That game was disgusting.
It was a nasty game.
That was a very sloppy game.
But we're gonna take the NFC South once again. Hopefully, this the third time the charm. Hopefully, we'll go over that dumb old hump that I don't know why I can't even talk about it. 3 years in a row.
I always said it, and I think I said it to you guys like freshman year as well, that if that Minneapolis Miracle did not happen, the Saints were winning that Super Bowl. I still to this day believe that.
We look. The bowl. What year the bowl was? That was in Houston.
That's the one the Philly beat.
Yeah, Philly beat New England.
Oh, so that was in yeah.
In
No. That one or the one with the
Yeah, the refs, we get it.
No. Or yes, or that final year when the Super Bowl was in Atlanta. Ooh, you had the Saints in a fucking stadium for a Super Bowl, and we was gonna practice in their facility. Man, hands down, we should have been in there. Hands down, it would have been a different game. It would be a different game.
Don't throw
that Super Bowl.
The only thing I'll say about that is they had first possession OT. That's all I'll say about that.
Don't throw.
Yeah, listen, I say it from right now. As soon as that thing happened, we got in overtime, I was like, that's raps.
I get it.
The energy gone. The energy gone. But nah, we should have been there. And then just last year, goddamn PJ.
I knew y'all was gonna win that game. I knew it.
That game was ugly. That game was ugly the whole time. That game was ugly. It was disgusting to see. But hey, if we have a season this year, hey, who knows?
If high schools around the country are canceling seasons. Whoa. No, Florida, they voted today to keep their high school sports on schedule.
Yeah.
Texas.
CIF voted yesterday, I think, that they were going to they're pushing all sports to December. So, like, I'll use specifically cross country and track. Like, cross country is going to start in December, end March 20th. The state meet being March 20th, and then the state track meet would be June, like 27th, something like that.
Oh.
Everything that far back. But they also said that if you're like and up north towards like Oregon, which I think is a little more of the lowercase count, like you are almost able to race amongst the teams up there like pretty earlier than that, I think.
Yeah, in Georgia, we had some powerhouse football teams that they had to wrap up their practice because somebody, was positive for COVID. So I don't know if they back to resume or not, but it's quite a few schools that's not practicing. So yeah, ain't looking too good over here as far as football. Other sports, they haven't said anything yet. Football, yeah, it ain't gonna happen in Georgia.
Stay home, stay home, stay home. Wear a mask.
Stay safe, man.
Just wear a mask, man.
Yeah.
Don't be bigger than this virus, because it's gonna get you.
Football could wait. Your life is more important than this.
Oh,
Your life is more important than sports.
Yeah.
Stay home. Wear a mask.
Hey, just take this year. It's a year where ain't nobody banging up on your body. You be healthy. Just be smart. Don't be going out here to the beaches and the malls like
Not
they
worth
be going to. It's not worth it. It's really not.
I think that's definitely, I mean, that almost can be something. I mean, we're running pretty long here. That can be one of the closing things we kind of talk on is, yeah, everybody just got to stay safe out there. Like we talk about, wear a mask. Everybody says if everybody does their part, everybody wears a mask, everybody still social distance, this thing can be running to the ground 6 to 8 weeks, which I know seems like a long time as well. But hell, we thought 6 to 8 weeks before in March was going to take forever, and rather it didn't. Look at us, it's almost August.
And we was on track until people start going out, and then boom, we got pushed back later. So the more we keep going out, the more time it's gonna get pushed back.
Governors open up early and staying open.
And now you've seen California that just reclosed.
Pretty much.
It's like,
even though it still doesn't feel like that.
Counties reissuing stay-at-home orders, even though people are not following them.
Curfews finna come up, man. Just take this COVID very serious.
We become the laughingstock of the world
because a lot of people are dying from this.
I think I talked to Jemima last week, who's from Australia, and like even I talked to her about it because I heard where she's from. She's from Melbourne, and I think Melbourne got put on lockdown, but even she, like it's nothing compared to the, excuse my language, the shit show going on here. So.
Oh, when they on lockdown, they catch you in the street.
They're on lockdown. I thought they
get locked up.
Well, what happened?
I thought they opened back up.
They may have, but I do recall that they did get put on lockdown recently. Like, yeah.
These other countries just don't play. We just act like it's the flu or cold.
Just don't take it serious. They think this is taking away my amendment rights. It has nothing to do with that. It's not taking away your freedom. This virus is serious. It's killing people out here. While some may not have symptoms, your grandparents, your young ones, newborns, they can easily get it. So, I mean, we just gotta take our pride to the side and just this is a serious issue. If we all do what we know we have to do, it's not hard. It's not no complicated thing. Just if we do that, then this virus gonna go away like that.
Yeah, your life is more important than anything short term you about to do or want to do. Stay home. It's not that hard.
Please.
And if you face the decision that you want to go out, just wear a mask.
Wear a mask. Keep your distance. Keep your hand sanitizer with you at all times. If you got to put gloves on, put gloves on. I don't care when you're pumping your gas. Just don't take no risk. Don't take no risk.
I think with that, I mean, this kind of allows us to kind of close this. I mean, kind of like we said, hope everybody's staying safe. We want to thank everybody for tuning in the last couple episodes. We want to thank, especially last episode, hope you guys tune in to Dunford. Great guy. Love that guy. Hope you guys love him as much as we did. Hope you enjoyed our discussion on a lot of things in sports today, even our rambling down at how overrated Mike Thomas is. Glad you stuck by that.
Ha ha. That's still my guy, though. That's still my guy.
We hope you're looking forward to NBA, NFL, everything restarting as much as we are. And with that, we hope to see you next week. See ya.
How long?